Give me a thumbs up for this little guy right here. Look how tiny he is. Say hi. No yawn today? No? What's going on, guys? It's Investing Hustle here, and today I have lots of news for you guys. I have news on why Planet 13 has been on the rise. Also going to talk about Snoop Dogg assisting Canopy Growth and Martha Stewart. We're going to talk about Aurora, Canopy, APHA, and how they've had a weak start this month. But before we get started, don't forget to give me a thumbs up. And if you're not subscribed, don't forget to hit that notification bell and smash that subscribe button. So let's get started. First, I'm going to talk about Network Newswire releases exclusive audio interview with the green Organic Dutchman. So I'm going to be playing this full interview at the end of the video. So if you guys really want to hear this interview, you guys could listen to it at the end of the video. I'll probably be putting a timestamp so you'll know, and I'll be announcing when the interview is about to start being played. So you don't have to listen to the full interview if you don't want to, but this is the interview with the green Organic Dutchman. But let's move on to some news as to why Planet 13 Holdings stock rose over 9% on February 28th. So on February 28th, Planet 13 Holdings announced that the company has started construction on the coffee shop and bistro pizzeria at its superstore in Nevada as part of its phase 2 expansion. Rickety Cricket, a restaurant and a craft brewery chain in Arizona, will operate the coffee shop and bistro pizzeria, which will span 4,500 square feet and will have the capacity to seat 130 to 150 patrons. The coffee shop and the bistro pizzeria are expected to enhance the customer experience at the superstore, which served an average 1,712 customers per day in the first 26 days of February, with the average ticket standing at $89.33. The newly added facility is expected to target non-cannabis consumers and also crossover revenue from cannabis customers. The company also has plans to add a cannabis lounge after the state and the county legalized consumption lounges, and the company gets the licenses to operate such activities. So stock performance. The announcement appears to have increased investors' confidence, leading to a rise in Planet 13 stock price. By the end of February 28th, the company was trading at $1.89 Canadian, which represents a rise of 9.3% from its previous day's closing price. The company has returned 26.8% year to date during the same period. Peers like MedMen Enterprises, Acreage Holdings, and Curaleaf have returned 3.1, 3.4, and 61.1% respectively. Right now, Planet 13 is currently sitting at, I think, $2.05 Canadian. Let's just make sure real quick. And I have mentioned in a couple of my live streams that I've been collecting some profit with Planet 13. I sold about 700 shares. I'm still holding almost 2,000 shares in Planet 13, both in my Canadian and American portfolio. But yes, from the looks of it, Planet 13 is sitting at $2.05 right now. So Planet 13 has been on a nice little rise in the past, it looks like in the past week, they've been on a nice rise. They went all the way up from sitting at $1.71, $1.71 Canadian, now all the way to $2.05. On Friday, Planet 13 was up 8.47%. Technical analysis says Planet 13 is a buy and a strong buy. Investors are growing their confidence in Planet 13, and this is only phase 2. There's a lot more room for expansion for this company. I am very long on this company and I have a lot of confidence in this company. I know this company has been beat up in the past 2 to 3 months, but sometimes you do have to be patient with companies like Planet 13. So let's move on to the next article, which is Snoop Dogg assists on Canopy-Martha Stewart deal. So Snoop Dogg is being credited with linking up Canopy Growth with Martha Stewart ahead of rollout of new consumer products. Snoop and Martha have met several times on the TV circuit. I'm running a very large marijuana company, and here I am meeting a person considered a leader on all things etiquette. Gushy Canopy CEO Bruce Linton about the Martha Stewart visit to the company's headquarters. So Canopy Growth seems to be doing good things. They already have a deal with Martha Stewart. Now it appears that Snoop Dogg is part of this deal, which Snoop Dogg, if everyone knows Snoop Dogg, if you guys listen to rap, Snoop Dogg is known for smoking weed. I think he brings a good brand to this company. And I think for marijuana, what's going to be really big is branding and brand names and having like celebrities represent these brands. If you look at other brands like even toothpaste, doesn't matter, drinks, Coca-Cola, there's usually a face to that brand that represents that brand. And I think Snoop Dogg might be a good face for Canopy Growth. Martha Stewart looks like she knows what she's doing. She knows consumers of America. So this looks to be like really good news for Canopy Growth. Let's move on to the next article, which is ACB, CGC, APHA, and TLRY start March on a weak note. So cannabis heavyweight Canopy Growth, after a major announcement of collaboration with household icon Martha Stewart yesterday, began March on a weak note. The stock was almost flat on its U.S. exchange, up about 0.69% on its Canadian exchange at 11:30 a.m. Aurora Cannabis was trading nearly 2.3% lower today, while Tilray wasn't far behind. There has only been one trading day in March, and so far for the marijuana sector, it didn't look to be too great, except for like Planet 13. They've had a good start to March. Hopefully things start to pick up. It's only been one day. I don't think it's anything to be too concerned about, but I just thought I would bring this article to you. If you guys want to check this full article, just type this in on Google. Here's some news for Cronos Group to hold a full year and fourth quarter 2018 earnings conference call. So this conference call will announce its financial results and hold its full year and fourth quarter 2018 earnings conference call on Tuesday, March 26th at 8:30 a.m. The senior management will be available for questions from investment communities after prepared remarks. So a live audio webcast of earnings call will be available to the company's website, and you guys could check this link out. Or also you could call this number, or participants may also listen via telephone by dialing 1-866-795-2258. So if you guys want to listen to that conference call, you guys can check it out on these links, or also you could dial this number right here. Or also if you guys want me to live stream that conference call, just let me know in the comment section and we can all listen to it together. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So now it's going to be the part where I play the interview with the green Organic Dutchman. It is a 14-minute interview, so it is quite long. So at this point, this video is over. If you guys enjoyed this video, don't forget to give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe if you're not subscribed, and hit that notification bell. So if you guys want to listen to that interview, I'm going to play it right now. We can all listen to it together.
Market today, and we are welcoming back the Green Organic Dutchman Holdings Limited. Now, the company is traded on the OTCQX under the ticker symbol TGODF and on the TSX under the ticker symbol TGOD. And we're welcoming back the CEO of the company, Brian Thide. Brian, how are you today?
Very good, thank you.
Thank you so much for taking the time to call in, speak with your shareholders as well as the listeners for this program. Now, Brian, we spoke to you, as I mentioned, in August of 2018. As you look back at that last calendar quarter, October, November, December of 2018, what do you see as some of the major achievements for the company?
Quite a lot, actually. We've come a long way. If you look at progress on our two facilities in Canada, in Ancaster and in Valleyfield, we've been doing a lot of work getting those facilities further along, and actually have done a lot of redesign work based on learnings in the industry overall around where people are facing bottlenecks and operational issues. And we've been addressing that in our facility. And because of that, we've actually pushed back the start of when they come online by about 3 months, but more than offset that by dramatically improving the efficiency going through them. So actually, if you look at our Canadian production, our capacity now has gone from 160,000 kilos to well over 200,000 kilos when the facility is built, based on all that redesign work that we've been working on for the past month. The last quarter is also important. We closed our acquisition in Europe on Hemp Poland on October 1st. And so we have our first revenue in Europe, or actually in the company, actually, in the fourth quarter. So when we publish our fiscal year results in a few weeks, that'll come through. But that's an important acquisition because it gives a foothold in Europe, leveraging hemp-based CBD products, which you can sell beyond just medical cannabis markets and through pharmacies, but in health food stores, vitamin stores, and even grocery stores in some places. So we're really establishing our business there by expanding the brand Canada Gold that we acquired from Hemp Poland. And creating the sales and distribution infrastructure that we can then launch our TGOD THC brand on top of that as more and more countries become legal from a medical cannabis side. The other one is also in Europe. We have signed our definitive agreement, and we also got our license in Denmark. So we're partnering with a company there, Ned Jepson. They've been in the agricultural business, growing flowers for about 80 years in greenhouses, and have a lot of great capabilities, especially on R&D and genetics, that we believe will be transferable to cannabis. So we're really looking forward to partnering with them on cultivating in Denmark for the Danish market. And then we're also looking at other places where we can cultivate at much lower cost in Europe together with Jefferson, specifically in Southern Europe, where you don't need all the same kind of heating and cooling that you do in Denmark or in Canada. So progressing well with our European strategy. The other thing we announced in the fourth quarter was the agreement in Mexico. We have created a joint venture with one of the largest pharmaceutical distributors in Mexico, which would give us over 7,000 points of distribution in the country. And actually, when we did that, that was before the new government was elected, and there was discussion, there was legislation underway to legalize medical cannabis. And since the new government's come in, they're actually talking about also legalizing recreational. So if and when that happens, we'll have an early mover advantage given the structure we put in place.
Well, in addition to all of that, which was quite a bit, and thank you so much for that, Brian, early in 2019, the company made some moves internally. You appointed a chief science officer, but beyond that as well, you added some deep medical and pharmaceutical experience to your board of directors. That's part of the headline, listeners, from January 8th. So let's talk about things from the corporate perspective and these additions to your board as well as your management team.
Yeah, so we've reached the point where we're getting close to launching our brand. It'll be this quarter in the medical market in Canada and in the recreational market later this summer. We really focused so far from a company startup standpoint, getting our facilities up and running. We're now ready to go to the next stage and really build out our medical and science outreach and strategy from a product development standpoint. So yes, we brought on Rav Kumar as our chief science officer. He comes with a lot of pharmaceutical background experience. And then to our board, Jacques and Caroline have just joined us this past month. Jacques comes with, again, a lot of pharmaceutical background, and Dr. Caroline McCollum is a cannabis clinician. She's actually a pharmacist originally, and then has been, she's probably met more than 2,000 different cannabis patients or made prescriptions there. So bringing tremendous knowledge of both kind of more pharmaceutical as well as cannabis specific experience to our board and our team. We actually spent last week with the three of them and our rest of our management team developing or finalizing our science and medical outreach strategy. And it's very exciting. Can't really talk too much about it at this point because we haven't announced the different pieces externally yet. But we're super excited about the different opportunities on the product side and how we can get to have efficacy and product superiority claims for organic cannabis, as well as on the potential partnerships with different research institutions or universities, as well as other large kind of CPG or pharmaceutical players as well. So we're working a number of different angles. We can't go too much into detail, but we're super excited to have people of that caliber and with that kind of experience joining the team and helping us on the next phase of the company's development.
Absolutely. It's a definite validation for what you've already been able to establish as a company, bringing in these kind of new team members. Again, a validation for what you've created there at the Green Organic Dutchman Holdings Limited. Listeners, I want you to go back and grab that first interview. It's available at networknewswire.com. Came out August 28, 2018, because Brian's own background, we discussed it in that first audio interview, the experience coming from Procter & Gamble and the rest of the management team, it really, you need to give it a good listen because this is a great management team pushing forward a very ambitious company. And as we change gears again, Brian, you look at the industry itself, and I don't mean just domestically, but globally. So this might be kind of a broad-based question, but it's exciting times with your company, but it's also exciting times within this industry. Let's get your take as a CEO working in this industry worldwide.
Yeah, I mean, things are moving at warp speed, and the number of players are also enormous. If you look in Canada, for instance, there's about 150 licenses that have been granted so far, and there's another 800 in the queue. There's not room for that many players longer term. I believe in 3 to 5 years, you'll have 5, 6, maybe 7 big players and 20, 30 kind of craft growers, similar to what you see in beer, for instance. And what's going to differentiate is the teams and the management that has the ability to execute. And so you mentioned that just now as well. And that's why we really focus on making sure we're bringing in people with proven experience in different kind of CPG or pharmaceutical, medical kind of backgrounds. who can execute. So if you look, I mean, there's a lot of news you see in this industry, a lot of press releases, a lot of money being raised and deployed, but it's really going to come down to execution in terms of who will be able to actually succeed and last in this market. And then that's what we're focused on, is really being able to execute with excellence. And that's why we brought in a team. Well, we've got over 200 years of CPG experience on our team. And then we just talked about the pharmaceutical and medical experience we just added. There's nobody in the industry that's got that depth of experience. And then we're focusing really on a differentiated space within the industry, being organic, which is premium and really does resonate with consumers. We're measuring that with consumers all the time. And they told us they want cleaner, healthier product. And that's where we're focused on that premium, healthier, more sustainable footprint. So, I mean, globally, I mean, Canada's currently in the lead, at least in terms of federal legalization. Though I'd say there are some states in the U.S. out of the 10 states that have legalized recreational. Things are moving fast as well. But globally, you see in Europe, all eyes are on Canada and looking at how legalization is going. I think you'll see people move from legalizing medical towards recreational much faster than it has been in the past. But even on the medical side, it's still a huge market globally, and we're focused on really dominating that organic segment within the market.
Well, Brian, last question. From an investor standpoint, what are some of the keys that they should be looking out for when investing in this space?
Yeah, like I mentioned, there's all of these companies out there. Most of them will not exist in a few years. And in similar days to the early kind of .com, I mean, there are many companies out there, and in that time you didn't have a lot of revenue. So it was really picking the winners from a strategic standpoint, from a management and execution standpoint. So I think in this industry, it's understanding, okay, who's got a differentiated product proposition, and that's where organic for us is really one of the key differentiators. Who's got the scale to be able to be a low-cost producer. And from a TGOD perspective, and we'll have over 1.6 million square feet of cultivation and processing facilities, over 219,000 kilos of capacity. We will be one of the low-cost producers, but with the premium pricing from organic, expect to have industry-leading margins. The other thing I would look from an investor standpoint, a team that can execute, which is what I've already talked about. And is the business funded? And yes, we've raised $450 million to date, so our plans are funded for what we have announced. So, I mean, those are the key things I would think as an investor you need to look at as you look at different companies in the space, and regardless what area that they are, as well as what are the barriers to entry, whether you're looking at retail, cultivation, or building brands. And that's where we're focused on, really getting into a segment that is unique and premium, and planning to be the largest organic cannabis brand in the world.
Great stuff. Well, a lot for investors to consider there, and good advice from Brian Athaide, CEO of the Green Organic Dutchman Holdings Limited, traded on the OTCQX under the ticker symbol TGODF, and on the TSX under the ticker symbol TGOD. I want you to visit the company's website as well, TGOD.ca. Brian, thanks so much for your time here today. Best of luck to you and your company in 2019. We look forward to checking back in with you in a few months to see how things are progressing.
Great. Thank you very much.
All right. For Brian Athaide, this is Stuart Smith saying thanks so much for listening.
Well, that's it for the interview with the Green Organic Dutchman. If you stuck around to the end, thank you very much. Don't forget thumbs up. And that's it for now, guys. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.